I don't say Hotep and welcome. So I just say back in the studios once again. Back in the studios of the Flow. All right. Coming down on three, two, one. We're back in our studios of the Flow, and in our studios today we have Mr. Jack Prophet. He's the director of Minority Affairs and Issues of Nassau County, and he's written a book, The Analysis of Minority Communities Investments in Nassau County, a 10-year analysis of 1982 to 1992. Mr. Prophet, can you tell us a little bit something about your book and the
Uh,
information that you put together?
basically what I did an analysis of the minority community in Nassau County. What I tried to do is see what was the tax base in relation to investment, for you to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Say if you was a business person, all right, and you took some money, you bought into a company, then you expect a return,
Exactly.
right? So what I did, like, if you live in a neighborhood, your neighborhood, right? If you pay taxes, like you investing money in a company, and you expect a return, and that return is like a service. So your roads, your police, even having a right to have a job is an investment return, and that's basically what my report is about. And I compared that investment to that return, and I found some rather shocking things in Nassau County.
Hmm. What are some of those things that you found that were
Well, so
shocking?
one thing I found that was curious is that in Nassau County, while white people was leaving, blacks and Hispanics was coming.
Hmm.
We bought the houses that they left,
Hmm.
so and they was leaving, and I found that was significant. But once I found that out, I wasn't too satisfied, with the fact that just we bought the house.
Hmm.
I wanted to compare the fact of our leaving and their leaving. What did we come with?
Hmm.
And I looked at our educational standards. I found out the ones that still remaining white, that educationally we was compatible with them.
Hmm.
So they weren't smarter than we were. So we was just as smart as they were. So that was, they gave us me a understanding that we was able to buy the house because we were smart enough to buy the house.
Hmm.
All right. Then I did another thing. I did a analysis on income.
Hmm.
Our income was compatible enough to buy the house. So the house wasn't given to us through some gift giving process.
Hmm.
We was able to finance it and buy it, and that in itself became significant to me because now what I was able to determine as well. Here I have a person that was educationally compatible, financially secure, and therefore he had value because of these two characteristics that would enable him to be the so-called middle class suburbanite.
Hmm.
And I found that to be interesting, you know. And then my report, quite naturally expanded out further.
Hmm. What made you want to do information or get some background information about that, about Nassau County and the people moving in and out of Nassau County?
I worked for a supervisor that was on a board of Nassau County,
Hmm.
and I did his budget. And it's like it's almost comical how it occurred.
Hmm.
I had worked on his budget, and and we had to go to Newsday, and I had to stay up all night long to do that budget.
Hmm.
And I completed the budget, and we went to Newsday that morning, and Newsday was like really fascinated by that budget, which basically I put together myself.
Hmm.
And it's almost like just to calm down from the whole thing.
Hmm.
I said to myself, the black thing came on me. I said, I wonder how much money we paid in taxes as a just an exercise. I did that, and what I did, I looked at the projected uh, property tax return.
Hmm.
I said, whoa, that's it was substantial.
Hmm.
I think it was something like $60 million.
Wow,
Right,
that's a lot of money.
and then I said, well, let me check this out with property tax.
Mm.
It was another $80 million. I said, whoa, let me go.
a little bit
a
further
little bit further.
and see what else you can
so,
cover.
so,
Yeah.
but when I did that,
Hmm.
I had to go ahead and adjust to something else. In Nassau County, you have a general tax and you have police tax.
Right.
Then I found another $30 million.
And what is a general tax?
General tax is the general fund tax.
Hmm.
There's a rate that your person pay.
Hmm.
Then you have a police tax headquarters tax. Then you have a police district tax.
Mm.
All right, and then I found totally $230 million.
Wow.
So I said, well, if I got this in one year, what would it be if I go ahead and compared it to an analysis of 10 years? And that's when I found what I found.
Which is got it all right here in this
Yeah.
book, the analysis of the minority communities invested in Nassau County, which is, from, I haven't got a chance to really check into it, but it seems to be very deep.
Mm.
And going looking through it briefly, I see it's a lot of information that I think some of the people out there, the viewers, should really try to get their hands on and check out, especially in the minority community, because they're really getting ripped off here.
Oh yeah. One thing I found out, just to help you, we spent over $2 billion in taxes, and one of the things that I think that hurt me the most.
You're talking about within a 10-year period,
That's
correct?
right.
Right. Okay.
It was when I compared Nassau County's infant mortality
Mm.
to white people's infant mortality.
Hmm.
Our infant mortality was 6 times greater than theirs, and if you spent $2 billion,
Yeah. Why is that? Why are we having that problem? It shouldn't.
right? And then when you ask, let me tell you something else. Let's get off into that.
Hmm.
In Nassau County, the infant mortality is what the national infant mortality was in 1975. We are now in 1993.
Wow.
So if you spent $2 billion in 10 years and your infant mortality is what it is in 1975, somehow you didn't get your dollars worth.
Something's definitely wrong.
Right. What's more insulting that the person who's ahead of it don't know why. So black kids have died without a reason,
Mm.
and he doesn't know why. But you spent $2 billion for him to know. What he was more painful to me
Mm.
that they have asked for my report because it's astonishing to them.
Mm.
And if it's astonishing to him, and I got the information from him, I am confused.
Yeah, well, so what you're saying, basically, what is he doing? He's just
That's right.
sitting on top of this. Information's right there. You retrieve this information.
From him.
Why does he not know about this information, more or
That's right.
less? And that's a good question. Why doesn't he know about this
Right.
information? So he's just sitting in a position and not really care about what's going on within the black community, even though there's 14.6%. We're talking about blacks and Hispanics. We're talking about total minorities and other, I guess, groups as well living in Long Island, and he doesn't know anything about this. This is
That's
totally
right.
ludicrous.
That's right.
And there's no reason why they well, that's because of the fact of being, I feel it's because we're minorities. And
Well, that's why I've been trying to say something to people, our people,
Mhm.
and like I'm saying, we have to develop a new attitude, you know.
Mhm.
And most of the time when I say to them, I say it to them like this: if you go to the store
Mhm.
and you buy your groceries, you leave with your groceries. Now, if you come to a point
Mhm.
that you pay your taxes and you don't come out with what you went in there for,
Mhm.
then you have a huge problem.
Mhm.
You got to think, I paid, I get.
Mhm.
No more should you deal with something I paid and I don't get.
True.
And we have been paying and not getting. You know, let's look at our Nassau County Police Department.
Mhm.
Nassau County, we spent $68 million in 1993 in police tax.
Wow.
The average cost for us to have a black officer on the force is $551,000. For a white, it's only 51,000. Why? Because we have so few and they have so many.
Hmm. So it costs more to have one officer as opposed to have.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
I'm
See,
confused.
don't do that.
Okay.
See, because we have so few and he
Right.
has so many, we subsidize him for having so much more.
Oh, okay.
You see, and we get so much less because we pay so much more.
I see. I see. Yeah, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah, and that's wrong.
Definitely wrong.
And we go we and I think we should go ahead and without being shamed and telling people no.
Mm-hmm.
I want going back to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the eggs. I'm taking the eggs home.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we haven't taken the eggs home. You see, we have let him take our eggs, and we look poor. We have supported his family by disenfranchising our own,
Mm-hmm.
and we should let it don't be known clearly. No more.
That's a deep revelation you brought there. Real deep revelation.
I know.
Mm. So what do you think it's in store for the future of people living out here in Long Island?
Well, if I have anything to do with it, I'm gonna keep telling people about the store
Mm-hmm.
and like and the attitude that you. Well, I would say let's wait. Let's do it this way. I would say to white people, guess who's coming to dinner?
That's pretty deep. Now, how does all this? How does this affect you on your job in Nassau County? There's a lot of pressure coming down on you?
Well, then I would say this again. Like I was saying, I've said to a lot of minorities who said to me, they gonna get you. No, they ain't gonna get me. They gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
See, I ain't scared to tell you that they beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want him to take your eggs because I told you that he's taking them, then you deserve your eggs to be stolen.
I see what you're saying.
Now, and I'm the egg.
So what happens if people start to take heed of your words? Then you might feel that pressure,
Ain't no pressure.
though. I hear that, brother. You got to roll with the punches, right?
Ain't nothing.
Ain't
It's
nothing
nothing.
coming. Yeah, I hear you.
And see, I think he will respect us because we respect ourselves.
True indeed. I
Yeah.
think that's one of the problems and what happens within minorities throughout, and especially within the black community, that we have more respect of ourselves. Once our community base is strong, that respect that all the other minority bases, or let's say all the ethnic bases,
Hmm.
have strength within their community, and they know everything. They know the ins and outs, and they go and
Right.
they represent and they say, "Look, I want this. I gave you this. I want this. I want my share." But
Mm.
we, as a people, we have a thing of divide and conquer. We have like,
Well, you know something. If you don't, if like you behave based upon the things that you get. See, like I'm saying, you act abnormal if you don't have all that belong to you. You see, you paid for it. Now you wait. Like I'm saying, look, check it out. You went to the store, you bought the eggs. You don't come outside with the egg, and you're hungry,
mm,
right? So now you're gonna have to act like you're supposed to act because you're hungry. You see. Now he got all your eggs. And he went home. He's eating, and you know he's eating because you said, "See, you should live like white people."
mm.
Right? And we haven't done that because we haven't taken our investment and used it for our own advantage.
So what do you think that people should do to get what they're supposed to get?
Well, right now, I believe this: a person that's in government have to do the job for the people.
Hmm.
Um, let's say there's a cashier, the cashier.
Hmm.
Cashier, you pay for it, and you go home.
Hmm.
You paid for it, you leave.
Hmm.
Let's look at that person as a person in government. You did what was expected of yours. This is yours. Go on. That's me. I'm the cashier. You pay. You you go through the gate, and that's what it's about. And see what we have. Sometimes you have some minorities, blacks, who know that we have done something, but because he or she have been that house oriented thinking,
Hmm.
uh, they are permitted ourselves, allow ourselves to not to make sure our communities are made whole. And that's what my job is: make sure that you're whole.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't want to put the weight on the people.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to do the job,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and let them know that what is not or is, and where they don't understand it, to make sure I develop and be creative enough in terms of use of their investment so they can get more out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not them, it's me.
I hear that. I guess with that in mind, we'll make it a wrap. And I'd like to thank you for coming down to studios of the Flow. And what more can we expect from you, Jack?
Well, next time.
Okay, with that in mind. And
Mm.
that's your son over there, huh?
That's he.
All right. He's gonna take in your footsteps too, or what?
Now you can be a scientist.
Okay, that's cool. That's good. All right. Once again, I'd like to thank you for coming down to studios of the Flow. And people out there should try to get. Can people get this? Where can they get the information?
But Nassau County has made it very, very hard for you to get it.
I would imagine so.
They don't want that to be printed. But I have a friend in Connecticut
Hmm.
who's been printing them up for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and that's how you can get it. Yeah, you call me at 571-6671. Give me a little bit, I'll get it to you.
Say that number again, please.
571-6671.
516 area code,
Right,
correct?
and I get it to you.
And this,
Matter of fact, people from Oklahoma, Connecticut, and Texas,
Mhm.
and believe it or not, Canada is using that as a format to find out how they should go about in making their government more responsive to them.
Really? That's interesting. So we, the people, should have this information for
Mm.
the minorities so we can make our government more responsible as well.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.